Dudley Randall by Angelo Volumino and Owen Meyer. Dudley Randall was born January 14, 1914 in Washington, D.C. He died August 5, 2000 in Southfield, Michigan. He was an African-American poet and poetry publisher. He found great inspiration from Countee Cullen and Jean Toomer, who were both Harlem Renaissance writers. He earned his bachelor's degree in English from Wayne State University in 1949, his master's degree in library science from the University of Michigan in 1951. He also wrote poetry as he served in the Army and worked for Ford Motors. He became a publisher, editor, and librarian. He founded Broadside Press, which produced the work of a number of African American writers. Their books helped reshape the American literary scene in the post-1960s era.
Dudley Randall's two most famous pieces of literature are The Ballad of Birmingham and Booker T and W.E.B. In The Ballad of Birmingham, it is based on the bombing of a church in Birmingham, Alabama in 1963. A young girl asked her mother to go to a march for justice, but her mother said no because she thought it would be too dangerous. Instead, the girl asked to go to church, and her mother allowed it. After the girl went to church, the mother heard an explosion and ran to find her child. All she could find was her daughter's shoe. An excerpt from the poem is, "No, baby, no, you may not go, for I hear those guns will fire, but you may go to church instead and sing in the children's choir." This had an impact on his career. This poem conveyed the brutal truth of racism and injustice. It showed the public the gruesomeness of racism. In the poem Booker T and W.E.B., it is based on leaders of the Black community sharing their beliefs on slavery. Booker T. Washington believes that African Americans do not need education because their job is slavery. W.E.B. disagrees with Booker's statement and says that African Americans should be treated as equals and that they should fight for their rights/freedom. This also had an impact on his career. This poem showed the conflicting viewpoints of two Black leaders. Their viewpoints are based on the ideas of injustice and slavery.
Dudley Randall was awarded a numerous amount of awards. To start, from Wayne State University, he was awarded the Tompkins Award for Poetry and Fiction in 1962 and 1966. He also earned the Distinguished Alumnus Award in 1977. At the University of Michigan, he earned the Arts Award in Literature in 1975, the Distinguished Alumnus Award in 1975, and the Creative Artist Award in Literature in 1981. At the University of Detroit, he earned the D. Lit in 1978 and was appointed the first Poet Laureate of the City of Detroit by the Mayor in 1981. A list of other awards that he won are the International Black Writers Conference Award in 1977, the National Endowment for the Arts Fellowship in 1981, and the Senior Fellowship in 1986. His last award is the Kumba Liberation Award in 1973.
Dudley Randall's impact was that he became the leading man behind the Black poetry movement of the 1960s. He was also seen as one of the major progressive Black influencers of all time through his sacrifice for young Black poets and Black poetry.